Welcome to this Sahara 4 exercise. In this exercise, we will discuss database connection templates. We will create, as an example, a new template that will import all the information from production and injection that is stored in an access file. However, we can use this tool to import the different information from other databases engines, for example, Oracle or SQL Server as well. For this, we will start with our example, the workflow to create a new database. We are going to go to Project, Database, Templates, New. And here, this window is going to open. Once here, we are going to select here to create a new file, and we are going to call it template file prod inch to explain that this is going to be used to import production and injection data. And this is going to be our new database file. And now here in this window we must select the name of the template, which will be monthly productions. Okay, so that will be our new template. If we want to use security credentials as creating a password, for example, we can click on this button, and this is going to associate a password to the new template. So we can advance with the next step. Just as a consideration to have, we can select this option here to base the information of the template of the new template on a pre-existing template that we have stored. But that's not going to be the case because we are going to create this new one. So we move to the next step. In this step, we must select the data group that has to be imported. As we are not talking of a production template, we need to select which is the scenario that will be considered. Here, then we will define monthly productions, and the scenario in this case is going to be history because we will import all the history of the project. Now, in the next step, step number 3, we will select the data connection that has to be used, which provider we will use for the data connection, and we will import the information from an access file. So we are going to select this first option. In the case that we have an SQL server or an Oracle provider, we are going to select the other options. Now, moving with the fourth step, we are going to select the data source, and in this case we will look for the access that is going to be here, this monthly productions access. We don't have any we can we don't have any password here or any credential to use, so we will use this button, test connection. With this button we will check if the connection is successful to the database. In the case that we have credentials that we need to input here, we will receive a message telling us that we have an invalid credential or password and the connection was not possible. That's not the case here because this file doesn't have any password or any credential needed. So in this case we will just close this pop-up here. Now with the connection tested, we are going to click next. And now here in this fifth step, we will select which will be the method to get the data. In this case, we can select directly from a table of the access file, or we can use an SQL query to define how the information is going to be imported. In this case, we will just select one of the tables, so we will advance with this option. And in this sixth step we will decide which table we want to associate to the database. In this case we have three different tables. We can check with this button to see which information is in each table. We see here that this is not production, so it's not what we are looking for. Here in Posus we have just the object data, which is already imported in the file, so we don't need that. And here in the production table, actually here is what we need: the well, date, oil, gas, water injected, pressure, and the amounts of days that in that month that the well was actually injecting or producing. So this is the production data that we need. So with this button we will be able to see the first 100 rows of the file and check which one actually has the information that we need. So we will select production and click on next. And now in this step we must link each field of the table that we selected, the source in this case, which each of these rows here in this table, with the Sahara variables that will be our destination or target. We can use this button here to search for the keywords, and they will be quickly associated with the target. We can check here. May need to do some modifications here. For example, the units are in days, month, and year. We can always check with this to see which are our units or how the information is presented, is formatted. Here we have days, production days in days. This is okay. Gas is correct, but the units are not correct. The original units of this file are in the metric units, so we will need to change pretty much all of them to accommodate. Here the surface is total. This, depending on the scenario selected, we will have different surfaces as we discussed in the previous exercise. um, Here we will have injection pressure. We are going to, here the keyword was not found, so we are going to do it manually, water injection pressure, and this is in kilos, like this. Doesn't have a surface associated. Here also in cubic meters, total, all of them are in cubic meters, so we will modify them. Here is the water injected. We need to look for this manually. Water, injected water, also in cubic meters. And here the identifier of the well, which will use the name of the well. So now that we have linked all the sources in our table with the target that are the variables in Sahara, we can click on next. Now in this step we can define filters to import the information. For some reason we may not need or may not want to have all the information imported. For example, let's say that we want to create a new project where we want to incorporate the wells of a given reservoir or a block from a database containing the information of all the company wells, but we just want to create a sub project, so we may want to select the information coming just from some block or some group of wells instead of all of them. So in this case we will not use any filter, but this is available in this step, in the step 8. So next, and now we have a summary with all the information that was defined in the database. So now we click finish, and our database template has been created, and in the next exercise we will use it to import the production information.